Welcome to the 1000 subscriber special. Thank you guys so much for 1000 subscribers. I appreciate all of you guys. And let's get right into the 1000 subscriber special, which costed me $400. Today we're going to be doing an unboxing on the Lenovo Legion Y540. So I actually unboxed this a few days ago and I was using it for a few days because I was just so excited and I really didn't even think of making a video, but now I am making a video, and I doubt I packaged this like how it's actually meant to be packed, but you guys can take a look at the unboxing experience. So here's the laptop after you open the box. It comes in this bag, and you can just take it out like that. But let's put the laptop to the side and let's take a look at what else is inside of this box. So we have the setup guides for Lenovo Legion Y540 series. This a setup guide and safety and warranty. And then you just have the normal Legion paper for Legion support if you have something wrong about your laptop, and then a charger, which this is not the charger that came with it. It came with a 240 watt charger. I just have that charger set up on the desk, so I wanted to include a charger in the box so I can show you guys how it would be like. Now let's close up the box, and then we can take a look at what the laptop's looking like inside of that bag. So let me put the laptop on top of here, and let's slide the laptop out of the bag. And here is the laptop, the Lenovo Legion Y540. So this laptop is from 2019, and I got it in box from some guy on Facebook Marketplace. He used it for a little bit at his job, but then he really didn't need it anymore because he started working from home. So yeah, that's why he was selling it. I got it for $400. And here's the stickers that are on it: Core i7 9th Gen, GeForce GTX sticker, and I'll show you the specs after we boot it up. And that backlit keyboard looks so nice. The backlight looks better on camera, but I really wish it had the colored backlight instead of the plain white backlight, but it's still pretty cool. Alright, so it's booted now. We're inside of Windows, and I'll go into Task Manager and we'll take a look at the specs here. So we have a Core i7 9750H, 16 gigs of RAM, which is going to get upgraded to 32. We have a 1 terabyte SATA SSD for storing things, and a 1 terabyte NVMe SSD as the main boot drive and the main drive for everything on the OS. And then GeForce GTX 1660 Ti, which I actually made a video doing gaming performance test on this laptop, but this is now just the unboxing experience. And the battery, it's garbage. You're only gonna get 30 minutes on a single charge. It literally shows you you're only gonna get 30 minutes. Let's take a look at the Lenovo Vantage gaming hub. Just make sure it's not showing any information about the laptop here, because I don't want it to show serial numbers or anything. Alright, this is the Legion Edge gaming hub and Lenovo Vantage, and you can do a bunch of cool things in here. You can do a bunch of things like you can lock the touchpad. I think that just doesn't let the touchpad move or something, I don't know. You can use hybrid mode, which hybrid mode, it basically gives you better battery life, but at a cost for performance. So normally when you're on battery, it'll still use the GTX 1660 Ti, but if you turn on hybrid mode, it'll use the integrated graphics while you're on battery, which will give you a little bit better battery life, but it's also going to make your performance bad when you're on battery, and you're only going to be able to actually play games while plugged in, which you should really only be playing games on a gaming laptop when you're plugged in, because if you're unplugged, you aren't going to be able to game for that long before the battery dies. So yeah, let's take a look at power options in here. You see, it's loading right now. Alright, so this is the battery on mine, 86% capacity. You can set charging limits, which I have set because I'm normally plugged in and I don't unplug for too long. Of course, that's getting in my way. So it's going to start charging at 55% and stop charging at 60%. So if I plugged it in right now, it would charge to 60% and stopped. But if I plug it in at 55%, 56%, 57%, 58%, or 59%, it won't charge. And then you can change it to rapid charge if you wanted to charge at the full 240 watts to get a full charge quickly. And I tested it, it took like an hour to fully charge, and yeah, I haven't tested how long it takes to discharge, but I'm assuming like, if you're gaming, 30 minutes. If you're not gaming, you could get like 2 hours out of this thing if you're just browsing. And you could probably even get like 4 or 5 hours if you turn on hybrid mode. Because if you're not gaming on battery, you don't really need to have the graphics card on while you're gaming. But if you're on battery and you're not really gaming, like if you don't game on battery, turn on hybrid mode, because with hybrid mode, you could get like 4 or 5 hours on a single charge, because the integrated graphics are so bad that they barely consume any power, and the actual graphics card takes up a lot of power because of how much wattage it is. I'm assuming it's around 130 watts, so it's a lot of watts, a lot of power, and only 57 watt hour battery. If you calculate that, that's only like 30 minutes of charge if you're actually using that 130 watts. But yeah, I just wanted to show an unboxing video of this laptop, and I'll have the video of the gaming test and everything on this laptop in the description, and my review on it of how it was coming from a ThinkPad X1 Carbon. So, yep, until the next one.